Hey guys, Dr. Holly here. I'm an associate professor of medicine at CU Anschutz Health and Wellness Center, and I am the co-founder of the transformational weight loss program called Stay to Slim. Doing my kind of weekly recap. I know a lot of you are following the journey of Larry and Kathie J as they go through the Stay to Slim. We are on week 4, and every week I do a little recap to tell you why they're doing what they're doing. Week 4, a huge week. Hard to believe they've been doing it for a month. A month is down, and you can see, like I said last time, very different journeys. Very interesting to see how they're tackling this. Week 4 is all about mindset. It really is talking a lot about the power of positivity. We do just as much work on the mind as we do on the food side and the activity side and all of that piece. So we do just as much. I always say the body follows the mind. And week 4 is really about that. It really is saying, what do you think of first? You know, do you think about all the things you can't do when you're starting a program? Do you think about all the things you're going to be missing over the holidays? Or does your mind go to all the things that you are going to be able to receive, all the things you're going to be able to experience, all the things that you're going to get to do? And it makes a big difference. A lot of times we immediately go to what we can't do. Oh my gosh, I can't do that exercise. I have a bad back. I can't do that. My knees are hurt. I can't do that. Instead of thinking about, okay, what can I do? And week 4 is all about kind of shifting our mindset, having one of those moments and starting to see things more in the positive. It's about the power of positivity. We do several of exercises to really try to bring that out. And I always say it doesn't matter where you are. We're kind of all in a spectrum between being very positive, being very negative. All I'm trying to get people to do is move just a little bit, just tip a little bit more toward the positive. And we know when you do that, it can actually change the outcomes. I see it all the time. If the people who think they're going to succeed, guess what? They succeed. The people who are sure this isn't going to work for them, we have a lot harder time getting them there. So we really work on the mindset in week 4. But the big thing that you heard Kathie and Larry talk about a lot on the radio, it was kind of the big focus of week 4 was no TV. And week 4 is when we start what I call a series, really, of experiential homework assignments. And no TV was the first assignment that they got in this series. Experiential homework assignments, to me, are really one thing that makes Stay to Slim very different. We don't just tell you, here's what you should do. We don't just give you the data or the science behind what this means. We don't just tell you, for instance, how does TV affect you? We don't just say, if you watch TV, this means this happens. This is how it changes you, or this is how it affects your behaviors. This is how it impacts your life. We want you to experience it. So we start a series of experiential learnings, absolutely critical, I think, to transformation. And the whole idea is you go in, you experience something, which this week was not having any TV at all, and then you are very open and aware and try to see what things change. And that's key. If you go into this thinking you know what it's going to do, if you go into it with a very closed mindset, you get nothing out of it. But when you go into an experiential assignment very open, saying, okay, I don't really know what this is about. I never tell people exactly what the assignment is about. I tell them what they need to do, but we talk about it in the next week. So we're starting a series of these. These are super fun. No TV, so many things to learn. You heard so much of them talking about kind of what their experience was, very different in different people. Yes, most people think it has to do with time, it saves us time, and we definitely see that. And I think that's critical because a lot of people say, I don't have enough time to meal prep, I don't have enough time to exercise, I don't have enough time to do my homework. Well, if that's the case, and TV is taking a lot of your time, then that can be a great learning. But the no TV assignment is so much bigger, and for so many people teaches them so much more. They become aware of so much more how the TV is influencing their life. The key is, guys, if you figure out how the TV is influencing your life, you can choose. You can choose whether you're going to let it do that or not. It doesn't mean we're never going to watch TV. We're going to watch TV. But if you don't know how the TV is impacting your behaviors, then you are a victim to the TV. But if you understand how television impacts your behaviors, how it affects your time, how it affects your relationships, how you may use it to numb your emotions, which are all things people discover when they do this homework assignment, if you understand how it's changing your behavior in a way that's not good, a way you don't want to, then you can impact it. You almost have to do the experience to understand the impact that the no TV or whatever the experience is having, so you then have the power to change. So you heard a lot, like I said, about Larry, Kathie J talking about this. I think it was great. There was a time piece. There was also a relationship piece. I think you heard Kathie J talking about having time with her kids and kind of having that experience with that. And a lot of people who do this assignment, they realize that they don't necessarily talk and communicate when the TV's on. And suddenly when the TV's off, there's a different type of communication. And it may even take a few days for it to happen. So I've seen that a lot of times. One of the other big things I've seen with No TV Week is kind of how people use it to numb their emotions. So many people say, I've got to have it on in the background. I just got to have it on in the background. And when they can't, when it's No TV Week and they can't have it on in the background, they realize that they use it so they don't necessarily have to feel things. They don't necessarily have to think about things. They use it to numb their emotions. And sometimes that might be okay. There may be a situation where that is a healthy thing to do. But if you're doing it all the time and you don't even realize you do it, that is a problem. Now, why am I even talking about this in a weight loss program? Well, what is the big other thing we do all the time, lots of us, to numb our emotions? What is it? We eat. Food is a way. A lot of times, a lot of us, emotional eaters, try to numb, try to not feel our emotions, try to kind of get rid of those emotions. So in a way, TV numbs our emotions, food numbs our emotions, and we need to be aware of both, and we need to develop other strategies to deal with those emotions, which is coming. We are getting to that part. Week 7, week 8, all are big emotional weeks that we talk about how to deal with emotions. So, guys, keep following Kathie J and Larry. They need your support. This was No TV Week. It was a great experience. It's the first of a series of experiential assignments that really help them transform their life. In terms of a takeaway for you, what could you take away? You could try No TV Week. You could even try it for a day. But the biggest takeaway that I would have for you is to be open to experiencing things. Life throws you these experiences all the time. You don't need me to say no TV. Things in life happen to you all the time. The key is, do you see them as experiences with the potential to learn something about yourself, to grow, right? To be open. So many people, when I tell them no TV, they immediately, nope, impossible, not going to do it. I already know that, whatever. They're the ones that need it. Same thing with you. How do you go about experiencing things? Are you open and aware and curious and deciding kind of what you can learn from a situation and apply it back to your life? Or are you very closed, not willing to try it, or immediately have a million reasons why you shouldn't do something or you can't do something or why you don't need to do something? You're missing out if you're doing that. So my tidbit or my takeaway from this is be open to experiential assignments, be open to experiences in life, use them, be aware, say, what can I learn, and apply it back. If you understand what's going on, if you're aware, you can use it. If you're not aware of how something like a TV is influencing you in terms of your time, your relationships, your mindset, and your emotions, then you can't change it. You got to be aware first, and then you can change it. Next week, week 5, is a huge week. It's environmental change. How does your physical environment influence your behaviors? Lots of ways. And kind of TV is a big one. So we're moving into week 5 with this assignment. We'll have more experiential assignments, and we'll be talking about how your environment may be playing a really big role in either helping you with your goals or actually keeping you from achieving your goals. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.